Hey, it's Andrew Huang, and today I am using my face to control a synthesizer setup. I will explain what's going on here in a little bit, but first, let's explain what's going on over here. So my face and your face, and actually our whole bodies, all of our skin, and other living things too, like plants, they're all a little bit electrical. There's constant electrical activity happening all over our surfaces, also surfaces like these. It's not fully understood, but it is connected to our blood, our sweat, and even our emotional state. So I've got these TENS connectors. I can attach them to myself, and those electrical fluctuations get translated by this synthesizer into all different kinds of things. So my face is making decisions about the music that you're hearing. There are some pre-made decisions though. I've given my face electricity a sandbox to play in, and that is this patch on this synthesizer. So this Instruo Scion module, it detects whatever is happening on here, and from that derives 8 different signals, 4 of them being fluctuating voltages from 0 to 5 volts, and it also generates 4 gate signals, so just on or off, 5 volts or 0 volts. And I'm sending those signals through this mess of cables all around the system to decide a whole bunch of things. Shout out to Signal Sounds, by the way, great synth shop in the UK. They sent me the Scion to check out, as well as this other Instruo module, the Lubad, which is amazing, but I ended up not using it in this patch. But let me explain the rest of this patch to you. So all the sound comes from this qubit chord, and it's set up so that it can play any note and any chord from the major scale. So a couple of my face signals are interacting with the chord to choose what notes are playing at any given time based on all those possibilities. Some of the other signals are used to shape the volume and the length of those notes. So will they be short and plucky? Will they fade out for a long time or cut off? Will they swell in? That's happening with this Velectronic A envelope controlling the levels of this Erica Synth's Black Quad VCA2. So basically up to 4 notes at a time can come out of chord to the VCA, and then each of those notes is on a different channel whose volume is being controlled by the envelope generator. The 4 different gate signals are being used to trigger those notes, and then there are also a couple of the other signals being used to modulate the lengths and volumes of those notes. The fading in and fading out, or attack and release as we often call them. And then the thing that really makes it beautiful is the hologram microcosm, and I'm using all 8 of those signals through this Bufacco CV thing, which is converting the voltage to MIDI, and that MIDI information is being sent to the microcosm, and I've set it up to change a lot of the parameters and even change between which of its onboard effects is selected. So if I turn the reverb and the mix down on the hologram, you can hear what just the patch sounds like. Sounds like a baby playing the piano. But if we put on just these spacey effects with a bit of reverb, it takes these notes and it just gives them enough space and kind of like micro loops things so that you get a little bit of repetitiveness sometimes to make things more musical. These things aren't very sticky. And it just creates this beautiful ambient music with a hint of glitchiness to it that I really love. This guy I bumped into him and he said we could use this port to not be in the brain.
Cables are all in there.
Well, thank you so much for bringing it over.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for wanting to buy it. And damn, that's actually crazy. I think I subscribed to you when I was in high school. Man is gonna save the city of Toronto.
Woo! All right, have a good one, Olivia. Whoa, part of it's getting wet. What is in the bag? Let me show you. The Tascam Porta Studio 424 Mark III multi-track tape recorder. So I've loved tape for a long time. I've got the reel-to-reel, got a couple different tape delays. I did a video on some of my tape stuff a while ago. I'll link to that in the description. But until now, I have not had a multi-track tape recorder. And obviously I've been multi-tracking into my computer for years and years, but I just appreciate any opportunity to change up the workflow. I enjoy getting to know different kinds of music technology, and I love seeing how that affects my creative process and the results of that process. And in addition to that, of course, the sound quality of working with cassette tapes has its own kind of special nostalgia. Now, this wasn't actually part of my plan when I first conceived of this video, but when I realized that I would be picking it up on the same day that I was gonna be filming this, it got me thinking about how I could use it with this patch. And I have an idea that I think will be kind of fun, because the Porta Studio has two different tape speeds, and the high speed is twice as fast as the normal speed. That means changing between the two speeds should be a perfect octave. So I was thinking, since this patch has a lot of high twinkly notes, what if we record a pass of it at the high speed and then switch to normal speed and record another pass of it? So the second pass will be kind of like what we've just been hearing, but it'll be over top of a half speed, lower octave version. Let's try this out. We're gonna record, I'm gonna put these on my face. Okay, cool. Back to 0. We're on normal speed now. Yeah, let's do it. I think I did something weird. I think I was recording the original tracks onto the new tracks at the same time, because I feel like that first pass is present already when I just have the track 3 and 4 faders up. What did I do there? Oh, it was because of the bus recording. So those were playing back and we were recording them as well as what was coming in on here. Okay, getting to know 4-track tape recording. Well, we do get to hear the results. We don't get to mix them any differently now, but we do get to hear both of those passes together on just channels 3 and 4. Actually, we could even slow it down further. The pitch control. Let's go back a bit, see what this sounds like at the high speed. So now our first take will be at the original speed, and our second take will be an octave up and twice as fast. Wow, that sounds super pretty as well. Now, I've seen some people question with the Scion, like, why would you do this when you could just get a random voltage generator? A lot of different modules generate random signals, but I find that there is something particularly musical about taking signals from my skin or from plants going through this module compared to other types of random voltage. A lot of random generators will just be like super crazy all the time, or even if they're more chill, they'll still have this consistency to them. They will kind of move around at a certain rate. They will hit the same kind of peaks and troughs, and even if it's not a super predictable regular thing, it still ends up having this feeling of sameness over the duration of a patch. Connecting living things to the Scion, I find you get lots of really interesting different movements, different structures. You get times when the random is more active and when it's less active. I've had this patch set up for a while and it was connected to this plant for about a week, and I would check in on it every night. And some nights it would sound completely different than other nights. Like it would just be making different decisions musically. At times it would be so inactive that even cranking the sensitivity on Scion all the way up, it just wouldn't generate sound, or it would make like a blip every couple of minutes. And then other nights, you know, without changing anything, the position, the lighting, like whatever, it would just sound different. It would just be doing different things. It's like a more random, definitely a more musical random, and not just constant chaos. I already do have a longer uninterrupted recording of this patch using the plant, not my face. That is on my second channel, which I'll link to if you want to enjoy that. And if you're into this kind of ambient generative music, I actually also have a new release called Blue Dawn, which is on streaming services. It's not this patch, but it, well, I actually like it better. It's got even more layers to it, different textures, more clear melody at different times. Check that out if you're into this kind of music. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.